everybody. I am Natasha Lane from the Netherlands, and we are here with Chris Harms of Lord of the Lost coming from Germany. And we're going to talk today all about the new album, Judas, out the 2nd of July on Napalm Records. So, hi, Chris.
Hello, Natasha.
Hi.
Good to see you. I see you're prepared here. Very
Yes,
good.
yes, I missed out for
Yeah,
today.
I only have the shirt, so but
Oh,
whatever.
that's nice. Yeah, I love the new logo.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
It's so simple, but so yeah, it just sets a point, and everyone, not everyone, but most people just understand the connection between Judas and yeah, what it means. Thanks.
Exactly. Yeah, I just walked with the dogs and everybody was watching me.
Yeah, what I like about it is, of course, I know it's provocative, and what we read a lot in YouTube comments and stuff were like, okay, these guys are Satanists, and we're like, hey, you have to look a little bit further. Not everything is what it seems on
Yeah,
front of you. So if you look at it, then you finally see it's a J and not just an inverted cross. You get this "don't judge a book by its cover" thing. And this is what we totally like about. But of course, if you see someone running around with dogs like that, it's like what she's doing.
exactly. Well, yeah, let's get right away into the new album.
Yep.
Why you chose Judas as the concept for the album?
Mm-hmm. Well, the question is, why not? No, of course you want to know how this idea came across. I think actually it started like many years ago. When I listened to the second Lady Gaga album, there's a song on it called Judas, and back then I just thought, oh wow, this is a strong word. I did not even like really listen to the lyrics, or of course I like the song, but I just really much like the word. And many other musicians and songwriters can totally connect with me here when I say that sometimes just hearing one word can be very inspiring. It's just like it opens up like a visionary world. You start to see things, you start to hear things. And then for some years nothing really happened. And of course then I stumbled over some documentaries about Judas and the character of Judas and its meaning in the biblical story and in like sociologically seen. And then I remember being on some holiday in 2019, looking at the Baltic Sea and starting scribbling around with a pen and paper and started scribbling that symbol that you have here. And it was like, okay, it looks like a J and it's inverted cross. And I was kind of thinking about the Judas thing. This is how it all started. But of course, you can't do a long album like that just about one logo or one person. So that time I told the boys from the band that I find this topic kind of inspiring. Then we started to dive into the topic and try to analyze Judas and his functionality as a person in the biblical context. And a world that big was opening and was super inspiring.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the guitar noises in the background. I'm here in our studio, and in the other room, some other band is recording guitars, so there might be some noises in the back, just so you know.
Oh, well, actually, I don't hear anything, so
Okay.
perfectly good.
Just
Yes.
saying, whoever is listening to some guitar music, it's not me, it's the guys in the other room.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And did you read the Bible for it or found more of the info about Judas in another way? And how long did it took to gather all this information?
I have read the Bible like many years ago, maybe when I was 17, 18, because I was raised Christian, not strict, but you know, like it was just normal, like being from northern Germany. You grow up like a Protestant Christian. And then like in the typical age of 16, 17, 18, you start doubting everything and you start hating everything and everything your parents tell you. And then you think, oh, you need to be a Satanist and be like super evil. And then you start like trying all these things. And till I found my own truth, which is mostly connected with an agnostic point of view, like saying nothing's impossible. So I don't say there is no God, but I also don't believe that there is one. Within this time, I've read the Bible quite early because I wanted to be informed what I actually was trying to hate back then. You know what I mean? Like being an 18-year-old, I just didn't want to say fuck the church and that's it. I wanted to know more about it. And I've actually found it very inspiring back then already. Like 90% of the Bible are pretty boring, but the rest is like a very interesting, more like philosophy book to me. For Judas, it wasn't that important because we did not try to tell the biblical story of Judas. It's being told in 4 Gospels already, and also in this forbidden Gospel of Judas that is forbidden by the Catholic Church. We found it much more interesting what function Judas has in this history and how we kind of reflect and mirror ourselves in him. If you look at Judas, without Judas, there would have been no crucifixion, no dying on the cross for our sins, no Christian church, no the whole Christian culture we grow up with in all over Europe. So in one way, this also makes Judas not just a traitor, it makes him also part of being a savior or being a martyr. And what's most interesting about it is that in my point of view, let's pretend this is history for a while. All right. In my point of view, it was the biggest act of friendship that he could actually do to Jesus Christ, because he did this treason. So Jesus Christ could die on the cross for our sins, but Judas went to hell for it because it was still a sin. So this is like, this revelation for me was like mind blowing. Like, what the fuck? What kind of characters? It's like Judas became some kind of biblical Batman figure, being the scapegoat for Gotham because Gotham needs it. That's Judas in the Bible. And I just loved that. And that was really inspiring.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, and it's not really about the religious aspects of Judas, right? But more about the philosophical aspects of Judas.
Yeah, the philosophical aspects, the social aspects, the human aspects. And we're not telling a story here from beginning to end. You don't have to listen to the album from the beginning to the end. There's also like love songs on this record, but in this case you just use a different kind of language. You can write the same kind of song, but the whole, let's say the whole way the whole way you paint pictures with words is different. Let's say we're writing a love song and the album concept is some kind of out of space thing, like we did like 2 records before. Then I would write a song about, I don't know, the sun and the moon. If I write a love song in the Judas context, it can also be a song about friendship and brotherhood, about Jesus Christ and Judas Iscariot. But if you don't use these names, then anyone else could just relate this song to him and his beloved one, or her and her beloved one, or whoever. You know what I mean? So it's more about like a Pictionary of this whole thing. It's the overall topic, but it's not necessarily a biblical album. It's not a pro or contra religious album.
Yeah, exactly. And what were the first thoughts of the other members in the band for using Judas as the concept?
I mean, as I told, it was my idea at first, and I told them when I sat there where I was scribbling the new logo, I just sent them a picture in a WhatsApp message in our WhatsApp group and said, hey guys, I just made this logo, and I was explaining them some things, and I said, I think we have a working title for the next record, and they all loved it from the very beginning.
Okay.
Some more, some less, because not everyone in the band is like 100% as much interested in lyrical content as me. We're different characters. Some are more like, I just want to play music. I'm fine with the topic. It's interesting, but I really don't mind, and others like dive really deep into it, because some people are more like lyrical, like interested in lyrics, and some not. But the whole band was super excited about it.
Okay, that's good. So the music video for They Don't Know What to Do. My first thoughts were with the girl. You saved her in the music video of Priest, and now she wants to kill you. Why? But then I read something about it, that it's like an alternate universe, like an interception kind of thing. Can you tell us more about that? Or do you prefer to leave it up for interpretation?
I think both. I'd like to tell a little bit about it, but I don't want to explain it because also we as a band have different ways to explain it. It's a priest, and for they know not what they do, kind of in my eyes they kind of give you a circle, because the one video ends where the other starts and the other way around. And in the one video, these demon figures, you know, with the Judas crosses here, they die in the real world, and in the other video they die in the, let's say, the Matrix world, you know. So they kind of exchange between these two worlds, and also this girl is becoming in both ways some kind of savior and some kind of traitor, or she has this good and evil side, and you're not really sure. Like in For They Know Not What They Do, you don't really know if it's just happening in her head or not, because she's killing me lots of times, but after she killed me, nothing really happened. And we just wanted to give like many like strings of thought here, which you can actually follow, and like things you can see in it. And all of these things might be true, you know? And this is what we actually wanted. So I couldn't even tell you one concept, because the concept of it was to have some kind of open story that kind of leads you in many directions.
Yeah, nice. I had to see the music videos quite a lot of times to a little bit understand it, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
It's very complex, but it makes it a lot more interesting to watch.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes. And in the video, you looked a lot like The Witcher.
Yeah, many people told me that. I must confess, I have not watched The Witcher except for half an episode. I really tried to watch it, but I just really did not like it. Like for many aspects, I like the actor and I like the visuals, but watching it for half an episode, I felt like watching a school play. It really did not get to me. So the whole Witcher thing was not intended. It's just me, when I had blonde hair back then, and when I opened them, I look a bit like that. I don't have his body. I'd like to, but I don't. But, yeah.
Yeah, you looked a lot like him. It was the first thing that I thought when I watched the video. Yeah.
Yeah, I got different. There were like some interpretations about it, and others said things about this one guy from Hellboy. One said other things about this movie with Antonio Banderas, the 13th Warrior. Is this Viking guy, and so I read like different things, and I had to Google all of them. We were like, yeah, they're right. I also look a little bit like him in that video. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Also, Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. You mean like the guy in the first season, the brother of Daenerys?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he was such a bad character, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will always remember that scene with the golden crown. It was just
yeah, that was really epic part.
That was brilliant. Yeah.
Yes, I really love that scene.
Yeah.
And where did you find the girl of the videos, and who's also on the artwork?
It was life that found her for us. Our bass player Klaas did meet her on, I think, Instagram, like maybe 3 years ago, because he just loved her makeup, and they started writing, and now they live together as a couple with two lovely dogs. And so she was like she was just there from one day to another. She was there, and because she was his girlfriend. And when I started thinking about video concepts, and the whole visual aspects of the album, I was always like in my head, like imagining and picturing things. And then suddenly I realized that whenever I was thinking about scenes in a music video or for the cover, I always had her in mind, you know, with the blonde hair and the dreadlocks and stuff. And because I just liked and her makeup style,
Yeah.
which she does on her Instagram channel, I always liked it very much. And then I finally realized that I'm picturing her all the time. So I called our bass player Klaas and said like, "Hey Klaas, I'm thinking about your girlfriend all the time." And he was like, "Dude, why?" I was like, "Yeah, for this reason." And he was, "Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should just ask her." So we did, and she said yes. And the reason why we're having her on the record and her in the video and also in other music videos we're doing, when you do a concept album like Judas and you open this visual world, I wanted people to relate to this visual world with that symbol and the people that you see, not only band-wise, also the other ones. Like whenever you look back in the band's history and you see a video or a picture and you see her, then she becomes like the allegory for Judas, like for what's bad and what's good and whatever, how we want to interpret it. So I wanted to have one anchor which you can hold on to apart from us. So in many cases, the anchor is always the singer, but I did not want to be the center of attention for this thing. I wanted someone else, and she was just wonderful for that role.
So I think she will be also on the other videos for Judas.
Yeah, not all of them, because we're doing some videos which we want to do. They just do not need like a female. What's the word for it? The main role in a movie.
A main character.
Main character, protagonist. Yeah, main character. So some of them just don't need her or a person like her, but in most, yeah, she's gonna be there.
Okay, nice. So let's talk a little in between about the live plans. There is hopefully a tour coming up as the opening act for Iron Maiden. Could you ever imagine that? And what was your first reaction?
No, I never imagined that. And I was sitting right here on this chair here when I got this phone call from our booking agent, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe. And he was calling me, said, "Hey, Chris." And I said, "Hey." And he said, are you sitting down? I said, "Yes." "Why?" And then he told me that Iron Maiden the agent of Iron Maiden just called and asked us to go on tour with them. And my first reaction was like, I was looking if there are some hidden cameras here and someone's, I don't know, making fun of me.
Yeah.
So I really didn't believe it at first.
Yeah, that's awesome opportunity. Hopefully they will bring you again next year on tour.
Yeah, it's already planned. All the shows.
Oh, awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
all the shows are postponed, and they took us with them again. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And Steve Harris of Iron Maiden even talked about you guys, about the last album, that it was brilliant.
It's so crazy. You know what? Yeah. Like I don't know. I stopped counting. Like I've been interviewed by so many people during the last 3 weeks. And like so many people tell me that, hey, I had an interview with Steve Harris and he talked about you. And that it's mind blowing because I never talked to him. And I have so many questions to him, like, hey, how did you find the band? And Steve, if you see that, please find me somewhere on social media or through our booking agent, because I really, really, really have questions.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't me personally who interviewed him, but I read it online that he said that. So.
Yeah, but it's like I hear that from a lot of people actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool.
It is.
Yeah, and there will be a new live stream concert coming up called Sinister Summer Stream on the 3rd of July. Mm-hmm. What can we expect?
It's not going to be a live stream. It's going to be a stream concert. We wanted to do a live stream, but one of us needed to go through an unexpected surgery like a couple of weeks ago, like in May.
Yeah.
And the surgery needed some time to, or still needs some time to heal. So this live stream was at risk. So the only way for us was to record it before and then stream it on July 3rd. But it's going to be a mixture between a Judas release show and a regular all-time favorites Lord of Lost show. We will start with 13 songs from Judas back to back. So everyone has the chance to dive into the feeling of that record. Then there's going to be a little break. And then we play like, I don't know, 11, 12, 13, I don't remember, like best of songs of Lord of Lost. And since it's going to be video on demand for 1 week, everyone can just skip. If they're like, no, I just want to listen to the old songs, then you just skip the Judas one. If you're like, I listen to the old songs so much, I just want to hear Judas, then let's just watch the first half. So it's enough. It's something for everyone.
Hey, great. A lot of songs.
Yeah, actually, it's a pretty normal headliner show. If we're playing a 110-minute headliner show at our own tour, it's also 25, 26 songs, 24.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I never saw you live, so I have to witness that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully soon, yes.
Yeah.
And there is a bonus CD with really old recordings of you as a teenager re-recorded. And there's also a bonus album with the experiment with 32 artists who wrote and sung their own lyrics, vocal melodies to the song Viva Vendetta. You really spoil the fans with so much content. So is this because you had more time to do so because of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Or was the plan all along already for the album to create so many different editions and bonus CDs?
Well, when we planned, when we went into like serious planning for the record, the pandemic was just starting. We were diving in the Judas topic earlier. We were reading a lot and analysis and interpretations of Judas in early 2020, and then the whole pandemic came, and we started writing the whole record in June 2020. So a little more than like 1 year ago. Okay. So this was already like going on, and when we made like the final plans in April or May, like how many songs to write and planning the whole production, so we were like planning the entire year when we are doing what, we realized more and more that all shows are being canceled or postponed. And then we said, then we produced just something real big. So we decided to do the double album. We decided to as much bonus content as possible, because it might be that after this, we will be on tour for 2 years and don't have time for anything. So we wanted to use the time and not just be like, oh, I can't play live, I'm so devastated, I'm just sitting at home and do Twitch streams and do nothing. We just wanted to give people something and use the time. You don't have any excuse. If you lose 100 shows in 1 year, you don't have any excuse not to do that.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's very nice for the fans to have so many different options to choose from, which they're gonna buy, which different edition. And yeah, very nice. I think we have only 5 minutes, right?
Yes, and the next interview starts in 5 minutes, so I'd be happy if we can
let's
end like 2 minutes before. Sorry. That's the alarm telling me that we only have 5 minutes.
All right, cool. I will rush through my questions. I have 2 more, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. And the extras in the boxes, even a token for the trolleys in the supermarket, and a makeup stamp of the new Lord of the Lost Judas logo. And how do you come up with all these things?
It's just ideas. Ideas come up like that.
Really
I always say that, because I'm always asked like, where do your ideas come from? I'm like, where do your ideas come from? And everyone says like, I don't know, they just come. And I say, yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's really cool. And then everyone can wear the stamps on their foreheads at your concerts.
In the supermarket, like you take the trolley coin and then you put the stamp and then you go shopping.
Exactly, yes. And what does your son think of the new album and your music and of Daddy as a rock star?
Luckily, he does not really care.
Okay.
Of course, he's proud, but I never tell things about what I'm doing unless he asks me.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's not important. At the end of the day, it's important for him that I'm a good father to him.
Yeah.
And whenever he asks me things, I'm telling him things. And if he's interested, then I'm showing him everything he wants to know, everything he wants to see. But I'm never like actively involving him. And there are days at home when Lord of Lost is not a topic at all. And I don't have one single picture or one single CD somewhere displayed at home. It's not a topic. It's for me, being at home, it's a different world. And I talk about it if I'm asked, but if not, I don't bring it up. Not because it's something negative, but you know, this being home, this is, I need to separate this also to not think of myself that I am more important than I actually am, because as a singer from a band, you get so much attention and which is not healthy. And I don't want that at home. Not for that.
The last thing, there will be a long documentary coming out about Judas.
Yeah.
When will this be out?
It's going to be on the DVD, which is in one of the box editions, and it's going to be out on YouTube in 7 parts sometime after the release.
Okay, yeah, it's an interesting concept and storyline on the video, so I think everyone really wants to know more.
Yeah.
Yes,
hope so.
And Chris, before we go, can we take a quick pose for the thumbnail of the video?
A quick what?
A picture for the thumbnail video.
Yes, of course.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, guys, check it out. The new album, Judas, out the 2nd of July via Napalm Records in many different editions. And the day after, the Sinister summer stream. Yeah, I'm gonna close this with one of your Lord of the Lost quotes. Live today, die tomorrow.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah. Thank you, Natasha. Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.